Welcome, Beatus Essay. This is High Priestess Yashodhara Singh. Today we are going to talk about something which so many of you, in fact, practically every one of us, I'm including myself, goes through these bouts. The topic, the heading, you must have already read it, is called Does Magic Work? Really work? I wanted to pick this topic up. This wasn't really in the grand scheme of things, the topics that we had shortlisted, but I picked this topic up for a very specific reason. I wanted to remove doubts that you all have, and I wanted to assimilate them, gather them together, and make a video so that, when you have these elements in your mind, you can come back to the video, go through it again, and get yourself, motivated, or remind yourself about all the points that I have covered. Please remember, everything that is being said in this video is not to attack anyone. I don't discuss my cases, as you all know by now. But yes, there are many of you who are contemplating whether they want to get in touch or not. Many of you who I am already in touch with, and many of you who are thinking, what do I do next? Let's start by a couple of questions I want to ask you, okay? First of all, do you feel like this, that what's going on in my life? Why is everything going wrong? Does it happen to you that just when everything is good, your life is comfortable, you couldn't have asked for anything more, and you say, I'm so lucky, and then suddenly things start going downhill? Has this ever happened to you, that you have wondered why people you see or come across look so much more happier and contented than you are? Has it ever crossed your mind that why is he or she getting so much more with such little effort, and why I'm not? So if there are any of these questions that you have in your mind and you find them very strange, and you bring it all to yourself, then this is the video for you, okay? So as usual, I have my points written, and I am going to take it one by one. So sit back. I finished my tea. You can make yourself a cup of tea or coffee, whatever, and let's start, shall we? All right. Logic is not the same as cynicism or skepticism. Please remember that when you say, I am a logical person, okay, it does not mean that anybody is going to challenge you and say that magic is illogical. You see, the opposite, the antithesis of logic is not being logical or illogical, and magic is not illogical. When you say I'm logical and I do not want to believe in magic, and I'm pretty sure it does not work, you are being skeptical. You are doubting the process, right? So it doesn't have anything to do with logic. They are not the same thing. Being skeptical means being doubtful about something, whether it's going to happen or not. Logic is something completely different. It's practicality. Okay, so don't mix the same things. It's a normal human tendency that if you don't understand something, it makes you uncomfortable. I'll cite my own example. Anyone who knows me knows that mathematics drives me up the wall. I don't know what happens with me and numbers. They just fly over my head. So and a lot of you are laughing already, so don't do that. Okay, so I don't understand how people can calculate quickly. For me, it's difficult for me. Luckily, I'm surrounded by people who are extremely intelligent in terms of numbers, and I'm truly blessed because I look at them and they give me the answer, and that's it. But otherwise, I don't understand it, and it makes me uncomfortable. For some of you, magic is like that. You don't understand how it works, so it makes you uncomfortable, right? So I'm just listing out my points. take it as it comes, make whatever you want out of it. The whole idea is that by the end of this video, you must have something to think about. Give yourself that, okay? All right. When there is somebody who actually told me this, I've had a phone call like this where somebody told me that, I understand that you need to have belief and faith for magic. And when it comes to magic, there is nobody else in my family has belief and faith. I asked her, who told you that? Who told you that you need to have belief or faith when it comes to magic? There is no rule like that. You need to have belief and faith for spirituality. Who has told you all that magic is spirituality? It's not the same thing. I'm telling you as a fact that magic is a 25,000-year-old art form. It is invented to fix people, to fix their problems. But it has nothing to do with spirituality. So your belief and your faith has to do with spiritualism, healing, okay? But not magic. Magic is something completely different. It's not religious or spiritual in nature. It is using spells and incantations, right, to fix people's problems. That's how it is. It's more like surgery than spiritualism, than prayer. Let's put it that way. Okay, that's the difference. So if you can, then wrap your head around this point. Your belief and faith does not matter. Whether you believe in it or not, this is happening. It will happen. So if somebody is casting a spell, it is going to happen. So whether you believe in the spell or don't believe in the spell, yes, how you think does affect it. It slows the speed down, or it hastens the process. So your thinking makes a difference to the speed. But a spell is a spell is a spell, okay? Let me tell you that. All right, back to my glasses. All right, yeah, a lot of you think that I do announce myself as a white magic spellcaster because it's the easiest way to explain Wicca. Wicca means a person who does magic. But please understand, magic in itself is colorless. There is no color to magic, okay? The truth of the matter is, it is how you use magic that defines its color. Just like when you meet a person, there is nobody who's completely good or bad. It is your experience with the person that defines whether the person is good or bad, right? So if you've had a bad experience with somebody, this person is not a nice person. For your friend, this person may be a nice person, but not for you because you had that bad experience. And vice versa. Magic, if it is used to help someone, it's white. If it is used to harm someone, it is black. And Wicca only uses white magic. That's our solemn promise when we pick up this way of life, this path to walk on, right? So let's move on to the next point. Very interesting. Miracles and tragedies. I hear this all the time. Listen, when we talk about miracles and tragedies, these are moments in time which put you in a slot where you are just in shock or in awe. It's a sudden burst of something that happens. So a tragedy, somebody loses somebody, the breakup of a relationship, a huge loss, personal, professional, whatever. So that's like a tragedy. Now, you believe in tragedies and you set yourself up for it. But what happens to you when it comes to miracles? Your definition of a miracle is not the golden light beam that comes from up there. Even when I'm saying it, it sounds ridiculous to me, but that's what you all define as a miracle. No. A miracle is when you wake up and say, you know what, today I'm going to change my life. I'll do whatever it takes to make sure that my day goes extremely well. Now that, for me, is a miracle. Helping someone else without expecting anything back, that is a miracle. Making small wishes, realizing them and giving yourself the opportunity to make your life better, that is a miracle. What is tragic is to keep yourself cooped in this box and think, I can't do anything, it's not going to happen for me. everyone else will be, way ahead of me at every point of time, and that's tragic for me. Okay, so please be very clear when you're talking about miracles and tragedies. Why is it so difficult for you to believe in the bright side of life or the light rather than the dark? You will easily go to the dark part, but not to the light. Why do you have to reach a point of desperation till you realize there is a problem? Think about these points, okay? So this is one point I wanted to cover. Yes, when something happens unexpected and out of the ordinary, you do define it as a good thing or a bad thing. If it's a good thing, it's a miracle. If it's a bad thing, it's a tragedy, all right? But at the same time, this is something we're talking about which is going to impact your life, and that is why it's affecting you in such a way. Now, magic, there are many parts of magic which were not certified by science earlier, but now many parts of magic have been certified by science. Let's talk about theta waves and binaural beats. When I'm casting spells, today I was making magic oils, and of course we have to energize them by putting them out in the moonlight. I'm still waiting for some oils to come so I can mix them, and herbs. Theta waves and binaural beats are scientifically, they have been nobody can challenge them, because science now says that even small children need to listen to it. Okay, there are many things that have been used in magic, like drum beats of the Native Americans. It is used for meditation. Shamanic Wicca was way ahead. So I'm not trying to challenge science here, but what I'm trying to say is that for those of you who define your sense of logic with science and you want to undermine magic, let me tell you, science is constantly trying to prove what magic has already been practicing. That's the point I'm trying to make. So don't limit yourself to, okay, science has approved this, so I'll only believe this much of magic. You are depriving yourself of what science is about to prove. Don't forget, Albert Einstein, one of the famous, most famous scientists and the most talked about inventor, came across almost all of his inventions by mistake. What most of the inventors were trying to invent never happened, but something else happened alongside. So that was also considered to be an invention. Don't forget that once upon a time, being on the moon was laughable. It was a joke. People thought that this person is just talking nonsense. And now that's what's happening. There are countries who are competing over it. Not just that, we are also trying to reach other planets. There was a time when hypnotherapy was looked down upon. It was called playing a mind game. Very, very bad idea. And now hypnotherapists are largely in demand for removal of addictions, for past life regression, for all sorts of trauma therapy. And they are recommended by scientists and psychologists. How many physicists and scientists have now moved to alternate theosophy because they want to know more about so much that they don't know about? Right? So when these scientists have been going after an invention and they stumble upon something and it happens, the question is, how does it happen to one scientist and not to another? How did the scientist who stumbled on an invention, how did he get so lucky? Has it ever struck you? How come he made the invention and this guy didn't? Maybe the other guy, the other scientist, maybe he worked really, really hard, but he could not produce any result to show and to become famous and to make his bags of money. How did that happen? Let me tell you how that was possible for this scientist. He never gave up on himself. He never stopped trying. He never shot himself down because of his failures. He kept moving, he kept moving. He learned from his mistakes and he kept moving. Right? The lesson to learn from this is you never give up on yourself. If you really want to talk about belief and faith, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls who are watching me right now, have belief in yourself, have faith in the steps you're going to take. The belief and faith you really want to put out there should start from here, from inside of you. Okay? There are three things I want to clarify. I tell this to all my clients and all the people who I speak to who are not my clients yet. There are three elements which are supposed to be the worst things you can do to yourself. Earlier I told you about how the speed gets slowed down when it comes to magic. Today I'm going to spell it out for you. So you can write it down if you want to. You can learn it, or you can download the video if it is downloadable. Bad experiences breed doubts. Correct me if I'm wrong. You have had a bad experience. Because of that, the next time you have a similar situation, your brain will go back to, hey, listen, this happened to you before. So are you sure you want to go to this path again? So bad experiences breed doubts. Desperation breeds hope. When you're desperate about something, you inject that desperation into the next item or the next thing that you're planning to experiment on. Now what that does is, it makes everything move in a very hurried fashion, and you can't hurry up some things. You just can't. The sun will rise at one time and set in the other, and the moon does the same thing as well. So there are some things that are not in your control. Remember that. False promises breed confusion. You went to someone, that person said, yes, I'll fix the problem, and your problem continued. You got upset, you got exasperated, and then you contact somebody else, and then you're like confused. Maybe this person will also do the same thing what the previous person did. They will not deliver what I expected out of them. Okay? These three elements, hope, doubt, and confusion, they are your worst enemies. Your worst enemies. Hope, doubt, and confusion. Now most of you say, how come hope is my enemy? Hope is eternal. We say many things, but we don't mean it. Okay? Hope can be nasty at times because you set up your expectations so high that you're unable to reach it. You get desperate to reach it. You make moves you regret later. Instead of, I hope this works out. Say this will work out. Instead of, expressing confusion, will this work out? You say, this is going to work out. Just change the sentence. It's as simple as that. Change the sentence. I hope this will work out does not exist in your dictionary anymore. This will work out. Instead of showing confusion, will this work out? You'll say, this is definitely going to work out. Okay? And what was the third one? Doubt. So whenever you have any of these three elements, the speed of your celestial work, your universal work, what the universe is about to give you, just imagine, picturize this. Okay, this is exactly how it sounds to me. That you're sitting in a car, and instead of putting your leg on the accelerator, you're putting your leg on the brake. So your car is moving essentially like this. It's not a smooth ride. That's the kind of message you're sending out in the universe. And finally the universe is going to say, listen, this person is not even sure about what they want. Why should I give it to them? Alright? So think about it. Let the movement be quick and smooth. Remove these elements of hope, doubt, and confusion, and see where it goes. It's not gotten you anywhere so far. Might as well do it the way I'm telling you to do it. I'm going to touch on 7 points now before I end this video. Why does magic work? 7 points. Please focus on the result and not the process. How does it work? How does it work? Don't think about that. Focus on the result. Find out somebody who delivers what is being told to you, and that's it. Don't, how does it work? If you keep thinking about that, your brain will keep shooting questions which are irrelevant. At the end of the day, the job will not get done. You'll still be where you were. You won't move a step forward. So focus on the result and not the process. Number 2, please study or learn about more of what you want to do. Whatever you want to do, whatever kind of occult that you want to follow, so that you can come out of the situation you find yourself stuck in. Please get more information out of it. Ask the person who you contact about more information out of it. Get more information is what I'm saying. That will help you make an informed decision, which I keep insisting on. This is a very important point, the third one that I'm about to touch. Please commit to the change, because this is your life. A lot of you come to me and you say, can you do this for me? Yes, I will. But have you committed to the change? Because this is your life. So when you want the change, You have to want it completely. You can't say, I wanted to touch this part of my life, but not to touch. Every bit of change touches all the phases of your life because it's all interconnected, because it is you, right? You're in the center and all the phases of your life are evolving around you. So commit to the change completely and remind yourself that, okay, that I am committed to make this change. Fourth point, please remove self-defeating remarks. Nothing works for me. So many of you say that. When you say nothing works for me, it's already a one huge slash a message you've sent out, which is a really, really bad thing. Okay? Don't say things like nothing works for me. I've been fooled many times before. Where is the guarantee that magic will work? When you say things like this, you're already causing barricades and blocking so much of what is supposed to come to you. So I am really not doing anything and neither is somebody else. So please don't think the world is after you. You are the one who is creating problems for yourself. So nothing works for me. I'm going to try this and ensure that this works for me. That's a nice way to replace nothing works for me. Okay. I've been fooled many times before. I've learned my lesson and I'm ready to ensure that this time I get it done. I get the job done. That's the sentence to replace the previous one. Where is the guarantee it will work? I will ensure that I have enough information so that I make it work in my favor. How about that? Okay. People are not going to come and keep on convincing you. Everybody has a point break. So if you expect people to keep convincing you and convincing you and convincing you, I'm sorry. But when it comes to me, you're barking up the wrong tree because I make up my mind. And if you need constant convincing, then you should tell yourself that there is nobody on the outside who will benefit or suffer the most of what is happening in your life. You are. Okay? When you ask, where are the guarantees? What is the guarantee that there'll be results? Do tell me. I really want to ask you this question and I'm so glad that I can pump it into this video. When you go for a surgery, doesn't the surgeon make you sign something? Where is the guarantee that the operation will be successful? Do you know of any surgeon who says, oh, I'm sure it will be successful? You cannot guarantee anything. You can't even guarantee if tomorrow you're going to be alive or not. You cannot even guarantee if tomorrow you wake up and you realize that, something absolutely miraculous is happening in your life. So why do you ask me this question? What are you asking me? Think about this point and do give it a thought. Please start simple. Point number 5. Please start simple. Start with self-positive talk. Okay? Wake up in the morning, look at yourself in the mirror and say, I am your name. Today is going to be a great day and I'm going to make sure of it. I'm going to work hard and make sure that today is going to be look into the mirror and say it. Take out 10 minutes in a day and do this. Be open to yourself. Be honest to yourself. Prioritize. Find the jobs that need to be done and do it. Please ask and be ready to accept. When you contact me, don't get in touch with me because you want to chat me up. I have friends to chat up with. I have family to chat up with. I don't have time to chat up with those who want to chat up. Chat yourself up. You have a problem, you can discuss it with me. I have no issues. But when it comes to help, don't say, please help me, and then are you ready to commit to the help that is coming to you, and are you ready to put in the work? Magic requires 2 people. I will cast a spell, you will do the work. Every single time. Remember that, okay? I'm not doing your work for you. This is your path. You have to walk it. I'm just a conduit. I'm just a medium. I will be telling you what to do and you will be doing it because this is your life. Because when I have an issue, I don't come to you. I solve it myself. Because I know magic and I can do it. You ask me for help, but ultimately you will be the one who will be helping yourself. I will just be assisting you, serving you, right? And the last thing which I wanted to say, please don't take this the wrong way. A lot of you get in touch with me and say, I seek your blessings. Listen, I don't want to encourage this cult thing. Whenever you are seeking blessings, there are only two things you should be seeking blessings from: your parents who have brought you into this world, and the higher power, the Almighty, whoever you believe in. Never seek blessings from anyone else. Never put anyone in a pedestal. If there is anyone that you need to be a teacher, you want them to be your guide, your teacher, it should be your higher self. For me, my teacher is my higher self. Every day, I listen to what my higher self has to say and I work accordingly. I think you should do the same. So I hope we've covered as many points as possible. Look out for the next video. This is High Priestess Yashodhara Singh saying take care of yourselves, be at us essay, and God bless you all. Bye.